You don't know what you're doing. Well, a lot of times what's going to happen is that you're going to pick something less riskier because you're like, no, I don't want to risk my money, but you're not going to see any gains.
Right.
So what
risk,
do they?
No risk, no reward.
Exactly. I was about to say that. What do they tell you? High risk equals high reward, or you're in it for the long haul, or dollar cost averaging. You're buying it when it's on sale.
Yeah.
But no, we don't believe in that.
Hi, my name is CaponeD, and I'm with a Better Texas Online magazine. I would like for you to join me so that I can interview you about your business because I want you to share your dreams. And we're going to do so here at Dreamzzz.
We're here to officially announce that WFG is bringing Dreamzzz back. And we're not doing it for just the ultra-wealthy like others are. We're doing it for everyone. Every age, every background, every gender, every experience level. Whoever you are, we're here to help you. And help starts with a financial education. When people know how money really works, they can reduce debt and enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing their families are protected financially. They can discover the excitement that comes from a solid strategy to save for the future and the hope that one day they might become financially independent. But we don't stop there. We open the door to anyone to become a business owner and be part of our mission to help others. We don't want anyone to shrink the size of their dreams to fit the size of their opportunity. That's why there's no limit to how many people can reach our top promotion levels. And that's why we don't put any limits on how much you can earn with us. Success is not reserved for a few. It's offered to anyone willing to learn, work hard, and grow. We believe anyone with the right support can transition from where they are today as someone's employee to where they could be tomorrow as an entrepreneur who owns their future. If you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help build theirs. When you know how to protect your family financially, when you take control of your money, when you're enabled to succeed, an amazing thing happens. Dreams are all you want to talk about. If you still have dreams, start here.
I'm Eric Medina. Here next to me is my wife, Rebecca Medina. We work for a Well Financial Group, a marketing firm company, but they're a trans-American company. So we're non-captive agents. We work for over 75 A-rated companies. So with that being said, that allows us to basically, we do services for the families. We work for the families, not necessarily the companies themselves. So in other words, we're not just going to sell you one product or one specific item, or we're not just going to help you with one line of service. We're going to be able to shop around and kind of see what best suits you and your needs.
Let's talk about family here.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of what you do?
It is, and we have the luxury and the freedom and the privilege to be able to work from home and from anywhere across the 50 states, and including Canada if we wish to. So at this point, if we were conducting business in Hawaii and we invited you over, then that too can be one of the greatest
perks of the job.
Yeah, one of the perks, and it's truly a blessing. We consider it a definite blessing, especially in our family. Our growing family, as you can see, they require a lot of our attention, and they need us, and we do homeschool, and so we're not held back by any sort of schedule from school or the school district, so we're able to get up and go as we wish. And it's wonderful to be able to build a business in this industry where we have that freedom. It's also very highly regulated and very highly compensated. And so that gives us the luxury to be able to travel, to be able to do things and get off of that one-day island. You know that one-day island? One day we'll travel. One day we'll do this. One day we'll do that. And we kept seeing one day. One day. And that one day has not yet arrived. And, life happens. And it's just been a journey of ups and downs of like, well, we had an emergency with this, or he has health issues, I have health issues, and then that puts a stop to dreams. That puts a stop to financial freedom. That puts a stop to things. And we realized that with his job, we didn't have that freedom. You know, you only have this time off.
Yeah.
You only have how many PTOs, EPTOs a year? Somebody's dictating how you live. So your family and your family decisions is based off of what your company says, what your employer says. When you can take that vacation, how many emergencies you can have, when they can cover you.
Yeah.
You know, nobody can cover you. You're needed here. And so really, we live in a world where our employer, which has become the norm for many of us, dictates how we're going to live our lives. Paternal leave is non-existent with a lot of companies. 2 weeks off for a newly father is not enough time to help a new mother, you know, go through the process of postpartum, go through the process of baby, you know, feeding the baby and all that new life. I'm sure you look well seasoned. Yeah. So I'm sure you're familiar with the new baby stage, the 2-year-old stage, you know, and everything's dictated by your employer.
Yeah.
And we always wanted to do something, right, hon? We were always trying to do something.
Trying to build up to that point.
And we were like, what?
How do we get there?
How do we get there?
Exactly.
The dream is there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're in point A, here's point B, but there's a huge gap. How do we close that gap?
Yeah.
How do we build something? Where do we get the startup costs, you know?
Yeah.
How much do we have to invest in this? How much
Where do you get
risk?
the guidance?
Where do we get the guidance, you know? Can we fail? Let's fail more. We weren't failing enough.
Exactly.
And we were stuck in this, what you call it, rat race, right?
Yeah, the 9-to-5 rat race, yeah.
The 9-to-5 rat race. And
I think a lot of people, companies especially, finally realize that, you know, most of these people don't have to be there. I mean, we could do it from our phones, we could do it from our computers. We don't have to be at that office. You know?
Especially with the pandemic, they brought that to light.
So what do you guys, I watched the video that you guys put out about was it $1 Million Baby or Millionaire Baby?
The $1 Million Baby sitting right
Is there?
here.
So I saw a little bit about that, but how exactly does that work?
This is a story about a mom named Jane and her baby boy, Ben. Jane wanted to start a savings plan for Ben's education, but she didn't know where to start. She was worried about how she and her husband would be able to help Ben not only with his education, but also with other expenses that would kickstart his future. Like, how would they pay for Ben's first car? Or college? What if Ben wanted to travel? Or start a business venture? What would they be able to contribute when Ben got married? Or purchased his first home? They knew that getting a head start in his adult life would take a significant amount of resources, and Jane did not want Ben to miss out on amazing opportunities that could jumpstart his future. Jane found out about a savings plan called the $1 Million Baby. She was surprised to learn that this savings plan was not something new, but had actually been around for over 100 years. This savings plan was a well-kept secret of the wealthy, such as Jim Pattison, who used it to start his very first car dealership. What she loved about the plan was that it offered her steady, predictable growth that could only go one way, up. That she didn't have to gamble her money in the volatile stock markets, and that this plan could be used to finance his dreams. Her investment would also be tax sheltered, and she could use the funds in the plan while it continued to grow. Best of all, this plan would allow Jane to create a legacy that would continue for Ben's future children. So what are you waiting for? Talk to a $1 Million Baby advisor today and get started on a bright future for your baby.
It's like that. So we, as a whole, we basically introduce options to individuals, families, small business owners of what's out there, because there's different financial vehicles that you can utilize, but we try and stray away from volatility into more something safer, secure, something that's going to give you compound interest, at the same time, no risk. And what is that? Well, we like to utilize Index Universal Life. Index Universal Life is basically a whole life product that grows cash value. But the way it's built, the way it's structured, allows families, individuals, and small businesses to utilize it with shelter. How does that work? What does it do? Well, Index Universal Life is going to grow cash value, but it's tied in with Internal Revenue codes, IRS codes, that are going to protect it. So that's why the wealthy and the affluent, they utilize accounts like this to basically, it's an opportunity fund for them. But at the same time, it has protection. What type of protection? What protects your money, your family, and your health? Because it also comes with living benefits. These policies, it is life insurance, but at the same time, it's an investment vehicle that you can utilize to help grow and transfer your wealth tax-free.
Yeah.
So people are using 401ks, they're using IRAs, they're using different retirement vehicles, but they don't know too much about them. Your employer, when you sign up for a job, and now they're trying to change it to where even part-timers are going to be forced to do 3%.
Yeah.
But your employer gives you a big book this big, and they here are your benefits. Go ahead and read it. They don't really tell you much about it. They don't tell you about the fees. They don't tell you how it works. They don't tell you what you're investing in, and you don't have much control of what you're investing in. As far as you're gonna have a few target dates, maybe a mid and large cap stock potential, but that's it.
Yeah.
And the way those work is basically you pick. Okay, I want to retire in 60 years from now. I'm picking this one. So you pick the target date. Let's say it's 2075 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's going to be aggressive in the beginning, which means it's going to be more stocks than anything. And then as you get closer towards that target date, it's going to reduce that and start buying more bonds, more CDs, something less risky, but something that's not going to give you a lot of gains.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're doing, well, a lot of times what's going to happen is that you're going to pick something less riskier because you're like, no, I don't want to risk my money, but you're not going to see any gains.
Right.
So what
risk,
do they?
No risk, no reward.
Exactly. I was about to say that. What do they tell you? High risk equals high reward, or you're in it for the long haul, or dollar cost averaging. You're buying it when it's on sale.
Yeah.
But no, we don't believe in that. We believe in indexing. What's indexing? Well, index is a vehicle. It's a type of strategy that's going to allow you to invest in this vehicle that's going to give you all the upside of the market without any of the downside.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Well, they give you a floor and they give you a ceiling. So your floor is going to give you 0.75%. Already off the bat, that's better than the banks. Banks pay you 0.01 to 0.05%. If you keep your money in the bank, there's something called the Rule of 72. Are you familiar with the Rule of 72? Okay, well, the Rule of 72 simply dictates that you're going to get the number 72 and divide that by the interest rate that you're earning. So, for example, if you're earning 1% divided by 72, it's going to give you 72. What is that number? That's how many years it's going to take for your money to double. So if you had your money sitting in the bank, and let's say you had $10,000, well, 72 years from now, it'll turn to 20.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, if you're still alive.
Yeah.
If you're earning a 10%, well, I mean, it just brought it down. Now you're doubling your money every 7.2 years.
Yeah.
So now your money's going to double more often, more frequently. So that means your compound interest is going to work a lot better for you. So when it comes to compound interest, you want to earn the higher interest rates.
Right.
So with these accounts, these index universal life policies that we're using, these accounts, historically speaking, they're doing anywhere from 8 to 15%. Last year during the pandemic, we were looking at 15%. During the middle of chaos and everything going on with health issues and uncertainty and stuff,
yeah,
you're still getting a 15% interest rate.
Wow.
So these accounts, this is why the wealthy and the affluent utilize this, because one, it's tax sheltered, so it's going to grow tax free, just like a Roth IRA, right? So you put in your money, they say, what is it called? They rather tax you on the seed. Well, you pay on the seed and not the harvest.
Right.
That's what we say.
Right.
So,
but you're going to be taxed on the harvest, not the seed. Now, would you rather be taxed on the harvest or the seed?
The
seed, right? But Uncle Sam says, I'm going to tax you on the harvest.
Yeah.
That's your
And
401k, that's your IRA.
That's tough.
Unless you do a Roth IRA. But the thing with the Roth IRA, one, you're limited to how much you can contribute. Then with $6,500 a year, that's the most you can do. Two, it's still in the market. It's volatile.
Yeah.
The other one, market crashes, you're good. You still get a 0.75. People are losing 10, 20, 40%. You're still earning 0.75%.
Yeah.
If you're doing good, market recovers, goes up. And guess what? You go all the way up to 15% all day, every day. So that's a great thing about it.
Yeah, I had seen one of the interesting things that I was looking at about the wealthy and how they use the insurance and stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that like the Rockefellers, right?
Exactly.
As soon as someone's born,
Just
they go and put a life insurance policy on them.
Yep.
And that way, all the money they spend all their life, then the policy just goes and pays it back, so that they're not draining out the family fund.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff we're looking to
do the two family comparison with the Vanderbilts, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and the Rockefellers. You see, one family has generations of wealth, right? Because they educated their family on financial literacy. They taught them a strategy from young age, and so it became a norm in their family. And the Vanderbilts, well, unfortunately, they just went off and spent their money, and now they are middle class.
Well, I'm told like it takes like 3 generations before it's all wiped out. If they don't
on a normal situation.
So One of the main things that we pride ourselves on is being a good force for families, you know, and giving them the appropriate information. We bring them value. Then it's their decision to whether or not what route they want to take, right? We're just going to provide them with the information, and it's up to them if they want to continue it through generations. We absolutely thrive on building generational wealth, especially in the Hispanic community. We are indigenous, you know, so we're indigenous, we're from Mexico, and we feel like the mindset of the majority, not all, right? This is just the majority of what we're surrounded of, right? Because not every Hispanic or Latino community is, you know, living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
But we pride ourselves on focusing on generational wealth and informing them the information that they need. So our children's children, and all generations to come are going to reap the harvest that we're planting right now in the midst of a global pandemic and a possible World War III.
Yeah.
So circumstances don't matter, right? So we are building something that we know and we are confident that we're going to pass down not only blessings, because we too are a family of faith, not only blessings through our prayers and our sacrifices that we do right now, but also building generational wealth for them.